Hi, I'm Edward Muzio, CEO of Group Harmonics, and I'm going to tell you how to set SMART goals for the people you work with. There's a game we can play called Bring Me a Rock. Here's how it goes. I say to you, bring me a rock. You come back with a rock. I say to you, no, I wanted a smaller rock. You come back with a smaller rock. I say to you, no, I wanted a different color rock. You come back with a different color rock. Now we can go on like this forever, and Bring Me a Rock starts out funny and quickly becomes frustrating. When you're talking about asking somebody to do something at work, playing Bring Me a Rock is not just frustrating, it's demoralizing and it wastes time and resources. The way to avoid that is by an old trick called setting SMART goals. S-M-A-R-T. SMART goals means when you ask someone to do something, your request follows 5 criteria. First, what you want to ask for should be specific. I need to hone my request to you down to a fine point of what I want. I shouldn't just say, go find out what's going on in sales. Maybe I should say, there's been a 10% decrease in sales figures over the last 6 months. Find me some root causes, please. It's a more specific, more narrow request. Second, what I ask you for should be measurable. That means there's a clear measuring stick, a criteria that we can use to determine what success looks like and when you got there. Do I want you to find me 3 root causes for the sales decline? Do I want you to publish a report in some forum? Do I want you to implement something and get the sales figures back up by a few percent? Whatever the criteria is, it needs to be clear, and we need to agree how we'll know when you got there. A stands for attainable. Now, I can ask you to climb Mount Everest this weekend. You can know what I want and not be able to do it. I can ask you to produce a 400% increase in company revenue, and you can know what I want and not be able to do it. What I ask you for has to be something you can reasonably produce. If I don't know what's reasonable, I need to work with you to agree on what is a reasonable goal. My request should also be relevant. And this means that it ties into, it answers the question of, how does this relate to the other work you're doing? For example, if you're a person that works in IT, supporting computers, and I'm sending you off to look into sales figures, that might not be a very relevant request unless I can explain why you're the right person to do it. On the other hand, if you work in sales, it's much better. Somehow I should be able to answer the question, how does this relate to your work and the work of your organization or group? Finally, my request for you should be time-based or time-bound. And this just means that I'm going to put some kind of a clock or a calendar or something on my request to you so that you know when it's due. That way we're clear on when I expect it. So that's it. When I ask you to do something for me, I should make sure that my request is specific. I ask you for exactly what I want. Measurable, we agree on what success looks like. Attainable, it's something you can do. Relevant, it's something that relates to the other work you're doing. And time-based, you know when it's due. The next time you're going to ask someone to do something for you at work, whether you're setting a major goal or just asking someone for a favor, take a few minutes and figure out the SMART criteria for your request in advance. Those few minutes you take could save you and the person you're working with a lot of time, energy, and frustration.